Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the New Jersey Association for College Admissions Counseling's virtual college exploration program. My name is Randy Stam. I am a counselor at Hackensack High School, and I will be the facilitator for this session, which is going to be telling us all about SUNY New Paltz. So excited to hear about this. So for the students who are here, this is a little different from a Zoom meeting. This is a Zoom webinar, so your microphone and camera have been turned off, and the only way that you're able to ask questions is through using the Q&A button. So please make sure that you use that. Also, we're going to encourage you to sign up for more sessions. We have hundreds of colleges which are presenting between the end of tonight and through the end of this week. And within a couple days, a recording of this session will be made available to you. All right, so with all of that, I'm going to turn it over to our esteemed colleague from SUNY New Paltz. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Abigail. I am a freshman admission advisor at SUNY New Paltz. I'm so excited to talk to you tonight about everything that has to do with SUNY New Paltz. I am an alumni. I graduated in 2015 with a bachelor's degree in history. So I am pretty excited to talk to you. I'm just going to pull up my PowerPoint presentation just so we can get started. And that will work. Alrighty, perfect. So like I said, I am a freshman admission advisor at SUNY New Paltz. I'm also an alumni. I'm just pretty excited about, talking to students virtually, maybe, kind of reaching more students than normal. I am the advisor for Northern New Jersey. So let's get started. So when starting something new, it's only natural to have expectations. This way you can gauge how you're feeling going into an experience, what you might get out of it and what might happen along the way. Now, this is definitely true for students and their families who are looking into colleges to see what the future holds. All of you sitting here at this fair today, might have certain expectations about how the fair will go. You might have expectations about how the rest of the school year will turn out, what life will be like in college, how college will get you to where you want to go. But students and families are expecting that one thing, a degree. Now, really, what is a degree? A degree is that piece of paper you'll receive after you walk across the stage on a hopefully beautiful sunny day with all of your friends in caps and gowns, reflecting on all the hard work you've put in to get to this point. A degree is what you'll be able to frame and hang up in your office once you've achieved those dreams, and it is something that will help you that degree is something that will help you, open doors to get to that office and get those dreams that you're looking for and working towards. A degree is what you expect after all the late nights in the library, extra study sessions, and meeting with professors during office hours. Now, when I attended SUNY New Paltz, I expected the degree. But what I did not expect and I could not expect was what I got out of my education. So when I was in high school, I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I went to my local community college. I earned my associate's degree, and I transferred to New Paltz going into my junior year. Now, during my time here, I received an education that not only pertained to my major in history, but also helped me to be a well-rounded person as I was growing into adulthood. I learned the importance of time management skills, how to communicate effectively, how to think critically, and how to apply those things to everyday situations. Now, our students are not only gaining knowledge in the classroom, but they were also participating in clubs, internship opportunities, and research opportunities as well. Now, as this year has taught us that the job market is ever changing. Things, are always coming that aren't expected. And this is very true for, students who are looking, are going to school and looking to, get that job after college. Now, the average student will change their they'll change their career about 12 times in their lifetime. Now, 12 times, that seems pretty intimidating, but we really pride ourselves at SUNY New Paltz that we are able to, make sure that the students can handle anything that life throws at them. So, when it comes time to change careers or change jobs and anything like that, you will be ready, because not only did you come to New Paltz and earn that degree, but you also received an education. You were able to explore different interests and find and develop different passions and different subject matters, and not limit yourself into thinking only one way about a certain subject. On that day, when you are in a cap and gown waiting to receive that diploma, you will be leaving here not only with an understanding of something you expected to learn, but you'll be leaving with something better. You'll be leaving with a knowledge and an understanding of something you never expected to obtain because you were able to come to New Paltz and explore those different passions and explore those different interests. A degree is what you and your families are, expecting and what you're looking for, but what you will gain here throughout all of the challenges you face, the boundaries you've pushed to better yourself, and all of your personal and professional growth along the way will be so much more. Now, some of you here today may have, a major in mind, and some of you may not. And either way, that's great. If you already know what you'd like to do, that's perfectly fine. And if you're not sure, that is great too. We have a lot of opportunities for our students. We offer over 100 majors and 50 minors. So we really have a lot of areas for our students to explore and grow and to be able to get that degree that they're interested in, maybe not just that degree that, fits with their major, but something that they're interested in. When I was a New Paltz student, I had a very good friend who knew she wanted to be an art major. And not just an art major, she wanted to be a painting major. But by the time she graduated from SUNY New Paltz, she earned her degree with a new major in printmaking and a double minor in business and international relations. Now, during her time here, she was able to, find and develop different passions. She was able to explore and see that, in addition to her art major, she really had a passion for business and international relations. And when she was a student, she was able to take advantage of really great opportunities we offer at SUNY New Paltz. For example, she took a class that went to the United Nations in New York City every single Friday, making her academic education and putting that into a real life experience. Then she also later took these experiences with her after graduation when she traveled throughout the United States and also to different parts of Africa. Our students are, pairing up with their professors for different research opportunities in the community. Within the last couple of years, we recently had an engineering professor, a communications disorders professor, and an engineering student help a local church fix the sound problem they were having in their building. They were having an issue with the acoustics. So the professor and the student, the professors and the student, collaborated together to really help that. They found out that they needed to conduct research on what the issue was, how to fix the problem using sound dampening panels, and also where to place the panels and what materials to use to help that church in our community, which later helps different community events that building may put on. We also had an exhibit in our Samuel Dorsey Museum of Art called Mohawk Mountain House at 150, and this research project was between our art history students and our art history professor. They collected different artifacts of postcards, paintings, memorabilia of the local hotel that was built in 1869. So while conducting this research, the art history students and the art history professor were able to collaborate, and the students were able to learn firsthand on what it takes to create a museum exhibit, and all the trials and tribulations that go with that. In addition to our academic and research opportunities, we offer here on campus, our Center for International Programs offers over 80 study abroad programs, but also provides our students the opportunity to take advantage of the 1,000 study abroad programs offered through the SUNY system. Now, the SUNY system, for those of you who don't know, it's a State University of New York, so we are a New York State school, and one of the perks to that is that for our students can take advantage of all of the study abroad programs offered in all 64 campuses. So for example, if a student was a SUNY New Paltz student, but they wanted to study psychology in Florence, Italy through SUNY Stony Brook, they could absolutely do that and still receive New Paltz credit for that too, which is really great. I have a very dear friend who did that, which was cool. And since we offer so many opportunities for our students to choose from, how do students pick, where they want to go for study abroad? Hopefully in the next, couple of years, freshman students these students who are applying for freshman year, maybe later on in their college education experience, they'll be able to apply for those study abroad opportunities. But how do students, really pick what opportunity they'd like to pursue? Students can, pick the opportunity by major. They can pick it by if they want to do an internship abroad or research or volunteering opportunities. Students can also pick if they want to live with a host family, if they want to live in an apartment, if they want to live in a residence hall style, similar to the campus that they're living on at SUNY New Paltz. They can do that. We have a lot of options for our students. Some of our programs are as little as a week and a half. They could go over winter break in between semesters, or as long as a full academic year. Some students will study for a couple of weeks in the summertime. Some students will go for 3 to 4 months in, during the semester. Now, during their time at New Paltz, over 20% of our students choose to study abroad. And we think that is just so amazing. It's something that we offer for our students if they're interested in it. If they're not interested, that's okay. But we have financial aid as well as scholarship opportunities for our students to study abroad, which we are so excited we have these opportunities for our students. The national average of students that study abroad is about 11%. So we are very proud of that, over 20% of our students choosing to study abroad, of course, when it is safe to travel. Also, during my time at SUNY New Paltz, I did study abroad. I studied abroad in Prague in the Czech Republic, and I really had the most wonderful experience. I was able to take some of my classes that I needed for my major, for example, Czech history, Czech film, art history, all of those were applied to my major, so still working towards my major while studying abroad. I learned in my classes really things that I would only have the opportunity to learn abroad, and maybe have missed some information if I was learning just here in America. For example, I use my knowledge of Czech history as a different way of thinking about immigration in my Gilded Age history class, than my peers, because I was able to learn history from that region of the world, and we were able to talk about that immigration during that time period. I also made lifelong friends. I'm actually very excited. I will be safely seeing my study abroad friends this coming weekend. We try to meet up as much as we can. It's usually about once a year because we're all spread out, but I made lifelong friends. I was able to travel to different places like Poland, Germany, Austria, Italy, and different places in the Czech Republic as well. And my study abroad experience was truly so amazing and such an unforgettable opportunity. And it has helped me not only in my personal growth, my academic growth, but also in my professional life as well. I was able to put that study abroad experience on my resume, which helped me, open doors for me once I graduated, because it really showcased that I I could go to study abroad in a place that didn't speak, the language that I speak, and I could still, try to communicate effectively, and it kind of can showcase that I'm a little bit more flexible, and can kind of adapt to different situations. In addition to our academic programs, we also offered over 200 clubs and organizations on campus, and it is so easy for our students to start new clubs. All they need is, I believe, a couple of other people and a staff or faculty member to sign on, and then they can start that club. But we do, like I said, already have over 200 clubs and organizations, so they range from clubs for all of our majors, clubs for our sports. We have, some traditional sports like softball, baseball, soccer, swimming, but we also have some really fun ones like extreme croquet, extreme frisbee. We also have a Quidditch team, which is really cool. And we have clubs for fun, just some a cappella. We have 3 a cappella groups on campus. We have some video gaming clubs. We also have a pajama club, which is pretty cool. It's just students, they just get to hang out in their PJs and eat snacks, which sounds very relaxing. And then we also have some cultural clubs. For example, we have a really amazing club that puts on a Caribbean fashion show each spring semester. And it's really cool just because we do not even offer fashion as a major. So it's really amazing that our students come together and they, create the clothing, they create the entire event, they find models. So the Caribbean fashion show is wonderful. And we also have some clubs for philanthropy. For example, we have Relay for Life is very big on campus, our Red Cross Club. And so we have a lot of options for our students, to be involved on campus and on the weekend and get involved in a club that they are interested in. So now that you know all about our amazing academic opportunities, whether they be study abroad or just some fun activities like joining a club, all of these things would be nothing without our amazing and dedicated professors. So as most of you know, the right teacher can help you create and develop an interest and an excitement in a subject matter. And I find that so true at New Paltz. Every single one of my professors has been more than excited and enthusiastic about being in the classroom and helping their students understand the subject matter that they themselves have dedicated their professional lives to. In my senior year, I took a history class where the final grade was heavily weighted on 2 papers. And throughout the entire semester. And during this class, my professor explained, that first paper that we were assigned. He explained the assignment and, wanted to make sure we knew what he was looking for. And then I did the assignment and I handed it in, and I definitely thought I was going to receive the grade of an A. Now, a week later, I got my paper back, and unfortunately, I did not do as well as I was expecting, and I was really surprised because I tried my best. So I really wanted to kind of understand what my professor was, expecting of me and what I didn't understand. So I, looked up my professor's office hours. I compared that to my schedule, and I picked a time that would work for both of us. So I walked timidly into my professor's office, and I said to him, "What were you expecting out of this assignment that I was not understanding? What were you looking for?" And we talked about the assignment, and we talked about my paper. I brought my paper, and we went through my paper line by line, paragraph by paragraph, page by page. And we talked about the things I did well, of course, but we also talked about the things I needed to work on. For example, I didn't address certain things that we learned in class that he was hoping that I would touch on. I didn't, provide a lot of enough details that he was looking for. I kind of just talked about a subject and then just moved on. So just a couple of things where he was kind of looking for more from me, to see if I was, understanding the subject matter and my writing style, kind of amping that up a little bit. So my professor, I'm so appreciative to this day because he took the time to sit with me and go through my paper, but also he gave me the opportunity to hand in a draft to that second paper just to make sure I was on track for success in the next assignment, and that I would still, be working towards that goal of, upping my writing and making sure I'm applying what I'm learning to my assignment. And so sure enough, on that next assignment, I did receive the solid A that I was hoping for the first time around. And I'm so, like I said, I'm so appreciative of my professors' willingness to just sit down and take the time to talk to me about my paper and not just go, well, you didn't do what I wanted you to do, or whatever. He was very nice. And going to talk to my professor was kind of challenging for me. I had a couple challenges in that interaction. I am a very shy person by nature. You could ask my mother, she will tell you. I'm a very shy person, and going to speak to my professor was something that was challenging for me. Throughout my entire academic career, I have been shy. I am that type of student who I would not raise my hand in class. I would just hope to learn and understand what was going on. If I had a question, I'd just hope to learn that later. And I do not recommend that as a student. If you have a question, always, ask the teacher, ask the professor. But I am someone who has always been shy. So one day I was talking with my academic advisor and we were talking about the classes that I wanted to take in the following semester. And then we started talking about the class that I was in that he was teaching. And he was my favorite professor. He is my favorite professor. And so we're just kind of chatting about the class, and he looks at me and he said, "Abigail, you need to get over yourself." To which I said, "What?" And he said, "You need to get over yourself because you're too shy. I read your papers every week. You have great questions. You have great ideas. Your peers could really benefit from hearing your voice in class." He said, "I know what it's like to be a shy student. I used to be a shy student until I learned that I needed to get over it. So I'm here to tell you, you need to get over it." Now, I won't lie, I was pretty shocked to hear this from my favorite professor, someone I hold in such high regard, who's been to, school and who teaches class in front of different students all day. I was pretty surprised to hear this. But then we started talking about how to get over my shyness. We talked about, how to feel more comfortable and confident raising my hand more and more each day in all of my classes, not just his class. And we talked about how to feel confident in asking questions or in answering questions, and how if you answer a question and it's not the right answer, that's okay. That's still a learning experience. It's not, you don't need to have the right answer, to be successful in that class. So we kind of talked about how to get over my shyness, how to break out of my shell, and how to express my ideas in the classroom. And I am so grateful that my advisor, my favorite professor, challenged me in this way, because not only was I able to get a better understanding of the academics, as I started to raise my hand more and more each day in my classes, but I also was able to, kind of get out of my shell, just personally, my personal growth, and I was able to have the confidence and the courage to do something like this. Usually I do a presentation in front of people, strangers I don't know. Unfortunately, this is virtual today, but gives me the confidence and the courage to do something where I can apply for and have a job where I talk to different people all of the time, and something I actually really enjoy. So I'm so appreciative to my professor for, kind of trying to get me out of my comfort zone. Although his words took me by surprise, it is something that I needed to hear. And I think those two stories about our professors really are telling, because it really shows that our professors are not just there to teach the subject matter and leave and go on about their day. They're really there for the students to help them grow, whether it be academically, helping, kind of go through that paper or assignment that the student maybe struggled with, or to kind of get them out of their shell to help them learn more things academically, but then also help them later down the line in their lives. So like being able to meet with our professors, during office hours and different things like that were really important to myself and my peers when I was a student here. So for every hour our professors teach, they're required to give an hour and a half of office hours. And that is just time solely for our students to go and maybe make an appointment during office hours, or just to walk in and connect with our professors, ask a question, talk about lecture, just talk about life. And that is something that really stood out to me as a professor, or as this person talking about professors. And I always want to share that with our prospective students, because I remember what it's like to, be a student and looking at all these different colleges and seeing, what expectations I have and what I'm looking for in this college experience. And being able to speak with my professor was a really big deal outside of the classroom, because we do have, smaller class sizes. We can really talk to our professors. Our student to faculty ratio is 15:1. So this gives our opportunity for students to, kind of get to know their professor. If you get to know them, you feel comfortable going to talk to them during office hours later, because you kind of, can see their personality, see who they are, see their interests as well. So just different things like that. It really stood out to me when I was looking at colleges. The class size, most of our classes are under 25 students in the classroom. So being able to have that connection with the professor, with the peers, was really important to me when I was looking at colleges. So I always want to point that out to our prospective students as well. Just to kind of show them that, talking to the professor and meeting them for office hours and getting to know them during class is what also makes that college experience. It helps you grow and helps you learn as well. So now that we talked about all of our amazing opportunities, how great our professors are, let's talk about admissions requirements. So I'm just going to kind of start with our admissions requirements. So first and foremost, we require either the common application or the SUNY application, because you all are New Jersey students. Most New Jersey students do apply with the common application. You can apply with the SUNY application if you'd like to, but if you're applying to, a couple of different schools that accept that common application, the common application is a little bit more popular than if students are just applying to all SUNY schools, then that SUNY application is a little bit more popular, but it is up to you, whichever one you feel most comfortable filling out. We do not have a preference. And then after that, we're looking at your high school transcript. When we're looking at the high school transcript, we're looking at the 5 main subject areas. We're looking to see that a student has taken 3 to 4 years of, taken 4 years of English, 4 years of social studies, 3 to 4 years of a science with a lab, 2 to 4 years of a language other than English, and 3 to 4 years of math. The math must include Algebra 2 trigonometry. This is a hard set requirement set by our math department that we cannot budge on. So we do require students to have taken Algebra 2 trigonometry for admission. The average of our accepted students have between a 3.5 and a 4.0 GPA. That is not a set number, it's just the average of our accepted students. So of course we do take a little bit lower, so that 3.4, 3.3. We also of course take higher than a 3.5, but we are looking for that range of, generally a 3.5 or higher. That's just our accepted students, like I said, not a set number, or the average of our accepted students, excuse me. After we're looking at the high school transcript, this year, we did put an asterisk next to our presentation for SAT or ACT test scores. We are not requiring SAT or ACT test scores this year. We are just test optional. So if a student took the SAT or ACT and they wanted to send those scores in for consideration, they can absolutely send those in. They'll have to just send those to, you'll have to email our office, admissions@newpaltz.edu. At the end of my presentation, I'll put that in the chat. So you just email admissions@newpaltz.edu, and then you will just say, hi, this is my name, my date of birth. I would like for my SAT or ACT test scores to be considered for admission. I will be sending them. And then we'll hold off on making our decision until we have those SAT or ACT test scores. But if you have not taken the SAT, you have not taken the ACT, or you have taken it and you don't want to send in your scores, we are test optional for spring 2021 and fall 2021. We require at least one letter of recommendation from a teacher or a guidance counselor, but we will accept up to 3 letters. So if you would like the other 2 letters to be from a coach or a supervisor at work, or you know, your neighbor you babysat their kids for 5 years, you know, we will accept those letters as well, but at least one needs to be from a teacher or a guidance counselor. We are expecting, or I'm sorry, we are suggesting that students have a letter of recommendation from a teacher or a guidance counselor that they are close with. Maybe they've worked with them, they've stayed after school, or have, you know, maybe taken a class with them a couple of times. So we do recommend getting that letter from a teacher that you are familiar with. And if you don't have a lot of relationships with your teachers right now, then, you know, we do recommend, you know, talking to your teachers, maybe, you know, talking to them, asking them questions, and kind of building up that familiarity with them, just so they can, you know, when they write you that letter of recommendation, they can talk about your academics and different things like that. And last is the essay. The personal essay, you can write about anything you'd like. Your essay is really your time to shine. It's your time to tell us who you are as a person, as a student. That's, you know, how we get to see your writing style as a student. And you can write about anything you'd like. There are some essay prompts on the Common Application and the SUNY application. So if you're not sure what to write about, you can answer those. If you don't like those prompts, you do not have to answer those. And, you know, we really just recommend that students please, please, please have that essay proofread, just so there are no silly mistakes in there. You know, we are looking at grammar, punctuation, writing style, as well as content. So please have that be proofread. So let's talk about some deadlines, and I think that you can see them, but I will also just say them out loud. Oh no. Okay, well, I'll just say the deadlines out loud. Unfortunately, it skipped on my presentation. So the deadlines for early action, early action is November 15th, and early action is just designed to give our students a peace of mind. So basically, a student on the Common Application or the SUNY application, they will check the box to say that they would like to apply early action, and then they get all of their application materials by November 15th. Then the student has until January 1st to hear back from us. We guarantee you an admissions decision until before January 1st, and then you have all the way until May 1st to pay that pre-enrollment deposit and let us know that you're coming. So it is designed to give students a peace of mind. You apply, you get all of your application materials to us by November 15th. You have until January 1st to hear back from us. You get that decision letter back, and you can kind of weigh your options, maybe visit the campus, or, you know, try to see what other schools you hear back from, and decide on where you would like to attend. Then you have until May 1st to pay the pre-enrollment deposit, which lets us know that you're coming. It saves your seat in the class as well as in the residence hall. We have regular consideration rolling admissions. You can apply all the way from tonight until May 1st of 2021. We do give our students the opportunity to apply all the way until May 1st. We know that life happens, especially we were reminded this year with COVID, but we know that life happens. So we, you know, are giving our students the opportunity to apply all the way until May 1st. I personally do not recommend waiting until May 1st, but if you, you know, would like to apply on May 1st, you can do that, but you can apply all the way from now until May 1st, regular consideration rolling admissions. Our 7-year medical program and 7-year optometry program, the deadline for that is January 15th. The only caveat with that is that the 7-year medical program and 7-year optometry program, they require SAT or ACT test scores. That is because we partner with a different college. You spend 3 years at New Paltz and 4 years at a different college, and those colleges do require the SAT or ACT test scores for admission. So that is the only caveat to that SAT or ACT test score rule. And then I'll just go over transfer admission requirements really quickly, just in case there are any transfer students in here. So when we're looking at the transfer admission, Common App or SUNY application, we require, and then we're looking for a 2.75 GPA to come in, but please keep in mind that different majors have different requirements. For example, our School of Education for transfer students, they require a 3.0 GPA to transfer in. When we look at students, transfer students in two different ways. If a student has 45 or more earned credits, or if a student has less than 45 credits earned. So if a student has less than 45 credits earned, we require them to meet all the marks that we're looking for freshman admission. So generally that 3.5 GPA in high school, the college level transcript, as well as that 2.75 GPA or higher, depending on major, for the college level transcript. If a student has 45 or more credits, then we make our admissions decision based solely on the college level transcript. So we do ask for the high school transcript just to make sure that you have graduated from high school, but the decision will be based solely on the college level transcript. And that's some transfer deadlines for spring. The transfer deadline is December 1st. For fall, the application deadline is May 1st. Tuition for a non-New York State resident is about $32,564. This does not include any textbooks or decorations for your residence hall or anything like that going into town for brunch. This is just tuition, fees, and room and board. But also we encourage students to fill out their FAFSA form, see if they can get any financial aid. And also we have a very limited scholarship that we offer through the Office of Undergraduate Admission. We're looking for students to have about a 3.9 or 4.0 GPA, and it is a very limited, like I said, scholarship. So we do accept outside scholarships. So please talk to your guidance counselor, talk to your teachers, and see if they know of any outside scholarships you can apply for that you can utilize at SUNY New Paltz. Now, location for life. We are so proud of our location. We're smack dab in the middle of the Hudson Valley, and we really have pretty much everything in our area. I like to say we're the best of all worlds because we kind of are located in a town, in a suburban area, but we also are only 15 minutes from the beautiful Shawangunk Mountains. We're about 20-25 minutes from 3 larger cities, and there's some pumpkin picking, apple picking, bike riding, hiking, biking. All of those are, swimming, all those different things that you can do in this area. This is the Mohonk Preserve, which is about 15 to 20 minutes away from campus. Here's our students at Minnewaska State Park. So we really have a lot of opportunities for our students in the near area, but we're also really proud of the fact that we are located smack dab in the middle of the Hudson Valley. So we are only an hour and 20 minutes south of our capital of Albany and an hour and a half north of New York City. So this gives our students a lot of opportunities for, not only fun things to do in the area, like I said, that apple picking, pumpkin picking, maybe go to some museums, but also for internship opportunities and academic opportunities as well. Sometimes students will go up into the mountains for their painting and drawing classes, or for their geology classes. They'll go up into the mountains on like a field trip. And we also have some students taking advantage of the fact that we are close to the city, or closer to those larger cities. For example, some of our students have interned at IBM, which is just across the river in Poughkeepsie. We've had students to go down to the city and intern at some big names like Prada, NBC, the Met, the United Nations, and we've also had some students go up to Albany to do some internships, especially our political science students might do some internships up in Albany as well. So we really have a lot of opportunities for our students, especially when I talk to students in New Jersey. A lot of times they're like, so what's the difference between all of the SUNY schools? And of course there are a lot, because we all are state university colleges or universities. But something that really makes us stand out to our fellow SUNYs, against our fellow SUNYs, I guess, something that makes us stand out is our location. From northern New Jersey, a lot of times we're only about an hour to an hour and a half away from most places. So not too close, but not too far. I guess depends on where you're from in northern New Jersey, or in New Jersey, of course. But if you are in the northern area, it's usually about an hour to an hour and a half away. So not too bad. But we do have a lot of options for our students to take advantage of our area, just to do something fun or to really build up their resume. And we are so proud of our location for our students. While students are here, they're going to grow, they're going to learn and explore. And most of the time they usually will be calling SUNY New Paltz their home away from home. And that's something we are very proud of. And lastly, this is my last little bit, and then I'll see if you guys have any questions. Come as you are. We want our students to, come to New Paltz, bring their passions, bring their experiences, bring their backgrounds, and really kind of open their shell, to being, interested in different things and to find, what excites them. And something I really loved about being a student at New Paltz was, the fact that I could talk to my friends, my peers about their different backgrounds, their different experiences, and compare that to my own. Something I love about New Paltz is how diverse our campus is. From our students to staff to faculty, everyone comes to campus and they bring their ideas and they bring their excitements, their passions, and they also bring their open-mindedness. And I think it's just such a wonderful, campus community for our students to really thrive in, and for our students to really grow in. So we want, students to feel comfortable in their college education and their college education experience. And that's why we want students to, bring them their full selves and come as they are. So I just want to kind of look to see if we have any questions. I see we might have two. Oh, stop share. We might have two questions that I can maybe answer for our students. If you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A section. So I had one student ask if Algebra 2 is okay. We do need the trigonometry component in that. So if I would just double check with your guidance counselor to see that the Algebra 2 that you've taken does include trigonometry. If it doesn't, that is something we do need. Some students, if their school does not offer trigonometry, they only offer Algebra 2 trig, they might take trigonometry in at their local community college so that they can meet that requirement. I have another student that asked about career development opportunities. For internships, we have our Career Center on campus, and they are just such a wonderful resource for our students, our current students, our graduating students, and our alumni. They're really there for students and our alumni who are looking, alumni who are maybe looking for a job or looking for a switching career, or for our current students who are looking for internships, or for our graduating students who are looking for jobs. So they will, make an appointment with them. You can talk to them and set up a mock interview. You can talk to them about your resume and different things like that. Also, if a student is not sure what they want to major in, we do encourage them to come in as undeclared. That way they have 4 semesters before they have to declare their major at the end of their sophomore year to kind of, figure out the classes they want to take and what they'd like to major in. If you apply as undeclared, we will not penalize you. We just accept an incoming freshman class. So we do not accept only by major. So we don't say, oh, we only are accepting 200 psychology majors and 200 biology majors. We just take that incoming freshman class. So if you would like to come in as undeclared, we do recommend that for students who are kind of on the fence. Hello, I believe our time is up. So if anyone has any more questions, please give us an email at admissions. It's ADMISSIONS @newpaltz.edu. Alrighty, well, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Abigail, and thank you everyone for joining us. For the students and families who are participating, when you close out of this window, there's going to be a quick 4-question survey. So if you can take that, that would be very helpful. And again, we encourage you to sign up for more sessions, and you can find that whole schedule on NJACAC.org/virtual fair. And another reminder that the recording will become available within a couple days and will be on that same website. So thank you everyone for your participation, and have a great rest of your week and have a safe evening.